Hi guys, welcome to the Josh Attwell Sports YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going through some great solo routines to help you improve your overall game. I've already made a couple of videos on this subject with my Art of Ball Control series. In this video, however, we're going to be looking at some more dynamic routines that will help you with your movement as well as your ball control and racket skills. The first routine we're going to look at is one created by the French legend Thierry Lincou. For this, we need to set up some markers in this configuration. Here I'm just using some squash balls for the markers. First we use the front two balls and we hit cross courts to ourselves, using the markers as a guideline of how wide to hit the shot. The idea is that we move across quickly to cut the ball off before it gets behind us. Start off with slow high feeds until you're comfortable enough to hit lower and speed it up. Then we progress to the two further back markers, which should make the exercise more difficult and will simulate a match a bit more realistically, as it's as if you're cutting the cross court off around the short line. This drill is great for your movement primarily, but it also helps with your ball control. The next routine is similar to one in my previous videos. We're in the front corner hitting short balls to ourselves, making sure we have good control over the racket head. For more details on this, watch my Art of Ball Control series as I mentioned before. The difference with this drill, however, is that every 4 shots we're going to swap which leg we're lunging on. After this becomes comfortable, increase the frequency of the swap to every 2 shots. If this is still too easy, try to swap legs between every shot. This drill is great for learning how to play off either leg, which is an extremely important skill in squash. It will also increase your leg strength and your general racket skills. Make sure you practice it on both sides. To increase the difficulty, you can move back to the service line and do the same thing. This requires more control as you're having to hit further back and at a higher pace. It's also an area of the court where being able to use both legs is even more crucial. Next week I'm going to be releasing a video specifically on this topic, so make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you're notified when it's released. The next drill is one of my favourites. It's a variation of your typical straight volley routines from the short line. However, for this version, I'm going to hit a short volley every couple of shots. It's a bit more of a freestyle drill, so you can play the short ball as often as you want. The focus should be on getting the short ball to run in tight to the sidewall, as that's the favourable shot in a match from this position. This could either be a straight drop or a straight kill. Notice how I'm making sure that I keep my shoulders rotated so I'm not too open to the front wall. This allows me to hit the ball consistently tight and be fully stable in the shot. This routine is great because it helps both your attacking and defensive game. The short balls are going to improve your attack, whereas your shot responding to the short ball will be a good chance to practice keeping it tight when under pressure. Let me just remind you that you can get 20% off a Squash TV subscription by clicking on the link in the description and using the code JATWELL20 on checkout. It's a great way to support the channel and will help me to produce more content in the future. Another freestyle drill is this open front court routine. Here I'm essentially just hitting random short balls and forcing myself to retrieve and hit high quality counter drops. I usually start this drill by hitting a post. It's a great chance to mix up angles and be creative while improving your ability to recover good short balls with sharp movement around the front and hit high quality counter drops. Another drill designed to simulate a game is this fast feed into hitting a short ball routine. For this it's best if you use a bouncy red dot ball and warm it up as much as possible. The idea of this is that in a match the ball will often be flying around much more than when you typically do a solo practice. However, by using a bouncier ball than normal, it will replicate match conditions and therefore be better practice for your short game. By hitting the feed hard and at awkward angles, it will force you to take the pace off the ball effectively, as well as having to move your feet quickly to get into a stable position to hit the shot. The final routine we're going to look at today is a simple cross-court feed to ourselves for a straight volley drop. The idea of this is to simulate a common scenario in a match of picking off the opponent's cross-court. The main focus here is to get ourselves to step forwards onto the ball and use that forwards momentum to generate the shot rather than relying on good timing and skillful hands. This will improve our consistency into the front of the court, as well as forcing us to take the ball earlier, which will hurt the opponent more. Sometimes I'll accentuate the forwards movement by following the ball to the front. Make sure you feed from around the back of the service box in order to give you room to move forwards onto the shot. It's important to keep a good posture when hitting this volley drop, as any collapse of our head will most likely lead to an error. The feed can be made more difficult by hitting lower, faster or wider. I'd recommend using a mixture of angles and paces, as that will best replicate the rally scenario. Thanks for watching guys, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. See you next week if you want to know how to move like a squash pro.